Hey!
So we are just about to wash little Oliver here because he smells like an actual bag of dicks.
They say that you are cold, but I think I know your secret. They say that you don't feel, but I think I know who you are. And if I'm right, you probably know that I know. And if I'm right, you probably know that I know. I spy something in your eye that you try to hide. I spy something in your eye that you try to hide. Tell me about the woman in Paris asking for the time, and the boy at the parker, was he another one of yours? And if I'm right, you probably know that I know. And if I'm right, you probably know that I know. I spy something in your eye.
In a quarter mile, the destination is on your left.
Alright, we know where it is. We're trying to vlog.
Yes, Siri, you bitch.
Yo, bitch. She always interrupts us.
Bitchy old Siri, old bitch.
Seriously. Okay, says the man who says I shouldn't swear.
I didn't know you were filming it.
So, tonight I'm speaking at this class. Anyway, I'm speaking to a bunch of young actors about the importance of social media, so it'll be really, really interesting. I have no idea how it's gonna go, but first we're gonna get some vegan Mexican food because we so LA. That's my new favorite face. All right, well,
The destination is on your left.
Damn it,
Gracias,
sorry!
Madre.
Yo,
She walks in the city with the man beside her. She walks in the city with the man.
Great, guys, what's great about Laura and what you all need to know is Laura is a traditional actress. She started her career as a traditional actress. She's been in Two Broke Girls, Till Death Do Us Part, numerous television shows. She's done so many commercials. And then at some point in time, ran into the same thing that you guys are hearing in terms of, and again, and I addressed this in the presentation tonight, about waiting for phone calls, or only this person would give me a shot, or whatever. It just got tiring. And so she was like, you know what, screw it. I have a camera, I have social media, and again, started with 10 subscribers, and now Laura is one of the most talented, creative actresses online and in television. We have so many production companies calling us up, wanting to work with her. She's now represented over at Gersh, and they're sending her pilots now that are, you know, for you know, shows where she would be the lead now. So it's, and she built that all by herself, and that's the most important thing, because it was, she took it in her hands. So, Miss Laura Clery.
Yeah, I mean, really, like, I'm really open to just taking questions, or if you just want me to talk about my little journey.
Yeah, talk about your journey, who you were, where you are now.
Yeah, what happened, what it's like now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Lauren, I'm an alcoholic. I wish I was kidding. So yeah, I moved to LA when I was 17, and literally like a week after I graduated high school, I slept on my friend's couch, I ate her food, and didn't know anything. I was a kid, and everyone's like, oh my god, like your parents must have been so concerned. I'm like, no. They're like big crazy hippies. I'm like, just do it, Laura, you're great. You know, so yeah, it you know, for me, it was like, I sort of just, it was a lot of trial and error, and I came out really young because I really just, I'm one of those, like, I always kind of knew that I wanted to act, that I wanted to perform. It wasn't really, you know, I knew from a really young age. So, and I made a lot of mistakes, and as you do when you're a kid, you know, all my friends were at college, like, and I'm just like this kid in LA, like, what's happening? But I got a commercial agent when I was 18, and I like booked the first commercial I went in on, and I was like, this is easy, you know? It was like some like Spanish cell phone commercial, and I just like danced around with the cell phone. Like I literally was just dancing with it. It was so dumb, and I've never seen it, and I like really need to find it. My friend who was in Spain, I remember they emailed me and they were like, dude, I just saw you on the cell phone commercial dancing with the cell phone. I was like, yeah. But I actually have yet to see it. But anyway, so that was kind of it, you know, and I started like doing commercials, and obviously like got, you know, waitressing jobs and things like that, and then I remember like my first film audition, I think it was for like X-Men. I like knew some agent at CAA. I was like, yo, you gotta get me this, and I still wasn't ready because I had never studied. Like I didn't know how to audition for a film like that. And I remember I went in and I had my sides, and like there's like the casting director and the camera, right? And you read with the casting director, right? Yeah. Well, I was reading to the camera. So it was like super awkward, and I was just like, oh, it's just so bad. And she was reading with me, and I was staring at the camera and the whole time. And then after they called me, they were like, I think you need auditioning classes. And I did, you know. But anyway, so that's kind of how it started. I started doing a lot of commercials and things like that. And then that led to an audition for a co-star role in a sitcom, and I was like a 2-line role. I was like the stoner best friend girl on this show called Till Death. It was Brad Garrett and Jolie Fisher. It was on Fox. And I remember I went in, and it was the day before, you know, with sitcoms, there's rehearsal days, and you shoot some stuff before the live show. And we were doing the table read, so there were all like the network executives and all the actors there. And I was really nervous. It was my first sitcom. And we did the whole table read, and I remember the 2 lines that I had, everyone was cracking up at them. And I was like, oh, awesome, I nailed it. And then after the table read, the casting director came up to me, and she was like, hey, they want you to read for the role of the daughter, which is like a huge part, right? They were just introducing this daughter. This was like a series regular role, right, on a network sitcom. And I was like, oh, like, is it because I'm tall? Like, you know, because Brad Garrett's like a giant. I'm like, that must be it. But they were like, no, they were like, that they weren't happy with the girl's read. And they thought you were funny. So, you know, they always say, like, there are no small parts, only small actors. That shit is true. It is true. It doesn't matter how small your part is. If you're good and you nail it, like, it could lead to something big. So that's what happened. They gave me the script. They were like, go to stage 24. Brad and Jolie are waiting for you. Read scenes 1 and 2. And, you know, basically this is your audition. So I've got these like crazy execs, and, you know, everyone all freaking out because the show's in 2 days and they don't have a daughter that they're confident with, you know, for the show. And so I go over, and it was funny because it was my first sitcom. I was watching the rehearsals with the daughter and Brad and Jolie. Like, I remember watching their scenes, and I remember thinking like, nah, I would have done it like that. But I was really studying their scenes. And then so when I got this opportunity to read with them, I kind of was familiar enough with the scenes, did it, got the part. And like, that was like an 8-episode, you know, full season of that show. And that's just like some of the cool things that can happen. Anyway, so from that, it was like I booked some more sitcoms to Broke Girls, The League, things like that. I did a movie with Jason Bateman. I got to be in bed with him, which was awesome. It was like, there's no like humping. It was just like Just my type. Just like a little bit. But you're more my type. But yeah, so that happened, and about, you know, and I would book pilots and things like that. They didn't get picked up and things like that. But you just hustle and you hustle and hustle and you work. And through these years, this was probably about 6 years of that, okay? And you hustle, and what I saw, the most common thing was like my friends who said they wanted to act, right? After a year, if they weren't where they wanted to be, they were gone. Bye, I'm done. Or after 2 years, if they weren't booking the jobs, because it's 95% rejection, I'm sure you guys hear that all the time. I'm telling you guys about the 5% bullshit. But there's like so much bullshit and like rejection and that you face, and you just have to know. You know, and it's like that, you can't fail until you quit type thing. Yeah. Like, I think the reason that I'm successful now is because there's just no quitting for me. You know, there's just no quitting. And that persistence is what can really get you there. Yes, it takes some talent too, but really persistence, I think, even tops that. That's why people always say, oh my God, that actor's not even that good. How did he get so big? Because he was persistent. He didn't give up, you know? And then you see really talented people who don't push through, right? And they never make it through. So yeah, I would see that all the time. And these people, they were leaving, they were going back home, and they were giving up, and I never understood that. So that's a huge thing. Anyway, so about two and a half years ago, my life became, you know, I was blessed enough to be a working actress, right? I didn't have to go to the waitressing job. I could pay my bills, pay my rent, make my living as an actress. So for me, that was a huge thing. But the problem was I was auditioning for pilots, things like that, movies, and I wasn't booking the roles. They were going to these really big names, right? Because that's kind of what's happened in TV recently. It's like these huge names are getting these TV roles. Well, I was getting really discouraged. I was really creatively frustrated. I felt like I was waiting for people to tell me to be funny and perform. And I felt very powerless over my career, right? I was just waiting for that writer to write the right role for the tall, lanky, funny girl with big eyes, you know? and so then I was like, I discovered, all of a sudden I look and I see like this whole digital thing happening. And at first I didn't take it seriously because like I'm like a, you know, like I'm a professional actress, like I'm a traditional actress. Like I don't do YouTube. I'm sorry. What is that? You know, it's like I have this like arrogance for no reason, right? And I sort of like looked down on it because in my head it was like, no, I'm gonna book the next Friends and my life's gonna be set, right? Well, no, wrong. This shit's never gonna happen again. Okay, and so I started looking at YouTube, and out of creative frustration, I said, screw it, I'm just going to write my own thing. I'm going to tell my own story. I've always wanted to. I'm going to do it. And I think a lot of it was fear, too. Because when you're just hired as an actor, if it sucks, it's not your fault. You didn't write it. But if you're a creator, it's your fault. It's literally your fault that it sucks. It's your fault. What's your name? Michael, it's your fault. and that is a scary thing. That's a scary thing. And it's much more challenging. But let me tell you, it's so much more rewarding, too. Thank you guys for watching today's vlog. I had so much fun talking to the students. It was really great. You got to see my manager too. You got to see Larry, and I had a great time. And I hope that they'll take some of my advice. And I'm excited to see them grow and evolve as artists. And yeah, comment below, and love you all. And I'll see y'all asses tomorrow. Did you hear Ellen? Bye, guys.
Go, 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 go.